Hi, I'm Stuart Shepard. This is Stoplight. Here's a little quiz for you. Who booed a black pastor at a high school assembly in honor of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? Racist students, skinhead students, or liberal teachers? As an astute Stoplight viewer, I know that you've already guessed liberal teachers. At Mount Si High School in Washington State, Pastor Ken Hutcherson, who's known as Hutch from his pro football days, and who's also a good friend of Dr. James Dobson, was being introduced by his daughter, who's a senior. As she welcomed her father on stage, he was booed by teachers. Then after Hutch spoke, an education professional who sponsors the Gay Straight Alliance asked aloud why a man like Hutch had even been invited. So what radical, outrageous, incendiary thing had Hutch done that got him derided by his daughter's teachers? Well, Pastor Hutcherson has been outspoken in supporting the idea that marriage is between one man and one woman. You've heard this reported in the mainstream media, right? African American booed at high school MLK assembly? No? Oh, wait. The Wild-Eyed Liberal Mainstream Media Dictionary defines newsworthy as an event of interest to the public that advances a liberal agenda. Usage note: stories in which liberals are rude are never newsworthy. Anyway, the principal issued a non-apology apology that read in part, "The selection of Mr. Hutcherson as guest speaker created a climate of controversy." Did I mention that Hutch didn't even talk about marriage at the assembly? That means simply believing that marriage is between one man and one woman can perhaps make someone too controversial for Mount Si High School students. Think about that. Here's a question Hutch has about this whole thing.
What if it was the other way around? What if there was a homosexual speaker at the school and a Christian teacher right in the middle of the assembly stood up and says, "This person shouldn't be here. I don't agree with their lifestyle and their stand, and they should never have been invited to speak, and I want to know why they're here." I asked him, do you think that that Christian teacher would still have a job at the end of the day?
To date, there's no indication that the rude liberal teachers have been disciplined for booing a black preacher at a Martin Luther King assembly. But if the principal's looking for ideas, I'd suggest Christian sensitivity training, or perhaps requiring them to volunteer for 40 hours at Hutch's church. But that's just a dream I have.